Today, I'm gonna see if I can restore a mailbox post with car stuff. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda. I'm here standing next to a mailbox and a post, the whole nine. And this is not mine. It's actually my neighbor's, and they are retired senior citizens, some health issues. And I want to show you what actually happened. Okay, so the shorter version here is that this mailbox is standing, but I actually came here and the mailbox was down in the ditch there. And it used to be posted right here. Now, what you might be able to see is some old rotted wood. The post, everything on here is pretty old, just like everything in America. But over the years, the weed whacker, the lawn companies, the weather has just done some damage here, and the wood at the bottom just rotted away. So what I did is I just pounded one of these little cuffs and stakes into the ground, and then I put the mailbox in here just to get it working again so they could get mail, so they weren't trying to figure that out. But I thought about replacing this whole thing, and we could do that, but you can see here they've got a box where they get the newspaper and all that, and I thought, I've got a bunch of car stuff. Why don't I try to just preserve everything here as best as I can, and then when they absolutely have to replace it, then so be it. Then they can do that. But the first thing I was going to do is actually use some non-car stuff, and then we're going to use car stuff on the other thing. We'll see if I actually ruin this thing or preserve it a little bit. But I bought this. It's Australian timber oil because I wanted to treat the wood somehow here, and I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not, but I just thought in the spring and summer here we get just tons of rain. You can see it's looking a little aged. It would just put a little bit of protection on there, give it a little bit longer life, make it look a little better too. And then we'll try some stuff on the mailboxes. Man, we got a lot of lichen and stuff on there. Got some rust over there. We got to do something about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just try to spray this timber oil onto the wood here. I've got a little piece of paper that I'm going to use to kind of block it from overspraying onto all the other stuff. And we'll just see how it goes. I'm not expecting a lot, but maybe a little protection would be nice. All right, I noticed we've got just a little bit of rust down here. No big deal, but you gotta arrest that rust. And here, the cop for rust is Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer. Instantly converts rust to a protected printable surface. So, that being the case, this hopefully will just take care of that. I'm not trying to take care of the whole mailbox here. As you can see, this is weathered and stained. We will do something with that here in a second, but I just want to take care of the rust here. And there. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do there. And then on this side, yeah, I like that. Looks like we got just a little bit where it... And the thing I like about this is we're not just painting over it, we're trying to arrest it a little bit. Maybe just a little bit there too. And we've got it on that little bit of rust there. Okay, cool. I'm gonna let that dry and then we'll come back and look at the next stages of this protection. Okay, so one of the things about this mailbox that I thought I was gonna be able to do is maybe just use some sort of like sealant or shiny stuff or Cerakote wipe and just clean it up. And I could probably do that, but this mailbox is in pretty rough shape. It's got 20 years of etching on it, and I am actually going to use something else. I'm going to actually go real hardcore on it, and I'm going to use this Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint-in primer, so I don't have to prime the thing, and it's going to be matte black. It says no peel guarantee, and it says somewhere on there that it doesn't like have any runs or drips or anything, but that's totally on the individual. I also noticed here that this used to be red, but it looks like it was painted black, so I feel like this has been painted before. I've actually got an idea for that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape that off so I don't paint that again, and that'll allow me to move it out of the way when I'm painting this thing. And then we'll select from a few choices on what we're going to do about this flag here. All right, so I made a little tab there so I can spray down here, and then I'll move it down and then finish spraying on the rest of this thing. We'll see how this goes. I'm just hoping this is the kind of project where you can't make it any worse. All right, and now this will allow me to move this down here. It's gonna touch the paint there a little bit. Oh, it is what it is. It looks glossy now, but this definitely advertises as matte. So I think it's gonna dry a little more matte. I'm always of the mind that some is good. More is better. Oh, 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 oh. All right. I don't feel like I want to do a lot of coats on this, but I do want to get it down. And since we get a nice sunny day and warm weather here, this will allow it to bake out here and cure. Oh, no run. Oh, maybe that's from my rust stuff there, because it definitely has a little run in there. I'm gonna pull this back up here, just make sure I got everything that I need to. And it is drying matte, which is interesting. So, let me get this front here. You can absolutely do runs in this. I guess it didn't say guaranteed not to do any runs, but I feel runs isn't really a product issue, it's a user issue. Yeah, all right. If it were to look like that, that would look a lot better already. Yeah, why not? Some is good, more is always better. Okay. That's all I'm going to do on this. I'm going to let that bake here a little while out in the summer sun, and then we'll come back and kind of get on the rest of it. All right, I said I had an idea for this flag because this is supposed to be red, obviously, and it is not. Now, it was black before I got here, but I have some of this reflector strip. I've used this on some stuff here just to make stuff stand out on the back of my lawnmower when I pull out at night or whatever. And so not only will this make it red, hopefully, but it'll add a little reflectivity so no one will knock this over. You would be surprised, people do drive into these things. So I'm just gonna cut a piece here, and then I have a razor blade, so I'm gonna trim around the edge and hopefully make it a nice fit piece here. we'll find out. All right, so step one of this is done. Now, I'm going to say you can be lucky or good. I'm really good. What I realized is that in my mind, it measured the width of this flag and the width of the tape here and made it so that it gets just to the edge there. So that's not an accident or coincidence. That's just plain skill and innate intelligence. So I just have to trim here, down to here, and there with the razor blade, and hopefully that will look like it's part of the flag. That looks pretty good. You can't tell, but that would reflect. I don't think anyone that's looking at the Ring Brothers creations and this is going to get them confused, but that works. All right, there's no mail right now, so I'm going to put that down. All right, now they've got the house numbers on here, but those have been corroded over as well, and I sprayed them with a little oil as well, which kind of made them blend into the wood. And I have those lichens and stuff down here, but I have this drill bit attachment, which I use to sand pieces. So I thought, why not try to use that to kind of get some of this stuff off and kind of grind these down to make the numbers a little more visible. So we're going to try it. So I sanded this down and realized the corrosion goes pretty deep. So I'm actually going to change plans. I really need to get an angle grinder here to grind those down to the original metal, but I don't think I'm going to need to do that. I think maybe just a little touch-up paint now that I've ground it down, scuffed up that surface there. It's going to be pretty grippy now, and now I can paint it any color I want, not just get it back to metal, which is going to corrode again anyway. So I'm going to change it up here and bring over some touch-up paint and maybe try to make it look a little better. All right, it's the next day. We had some pretty heavy rain last night. It doesn't look worse for wear here. Actually looks pretty good, but these numbers here, now that I've ground them down, and in the interest of doing the improvement without spending a lot of money, I found this little touch-up paint for my BMW. The BMW is kind of a champagne color, and I think this color will actually work nicely with the browns and blacks here. So it's, like I said, trying to do what we can without breaking the bank, right? So I actually couldn't even find a brush for this, so I'm just going to use a shop rag and put paint on it and try to dab it on there. Dab it like this, not dab it like this. All right, I'm done. I just used a little corner of it and just dabbed it like that on there, and I think that looks pretty good. It definitely stands out now more. Actually, when I was putting it on, that champagne color disappeared into the brown a little bit, but as it's drying up here, it's actually getting a little bit of a gloss to it, which I think is what you want on a car, but that is definitely now standing out. The mailman won't have any problem seeing the numbers on here, and 11 is also a nice number because when I take my Dodge Avenger out, I slam on the gas and lay 11s on the pavement. I'm just kidding. That car can't actually peel out. And I have those lichens and stuff down here, but I have this drill bit attachment. So I thought, why not try to use that to get some of this stuff off? But okay, I think I'm going to go to plan B on this newspaper box too. I've been using a bunch of sandpaper discs here, 240 grit, and it's taken off some of the lichen. Maybe I could have scraped that off if I had a scraper or something like that. This is this little newspaper box that we worked on yesterday. It actually is cleaned up pretty well. I actually sprayed it with some cleaner and scrubbed it too, so I've got most of that off. Now I'm going to use a technique that I've never tried before. This is a creme brulee torch, but I actually use it to heat up my golf clubs when I'm taking them apart. But I don't think this is going to work, and the reason is just how far gone this material is. So heat them up, and I think it melts the plastic, releases that color, burns off some of the oxidation off the top. But I thought we can try it anyway. All right, so let's give her a shot and just see what it does. And if it doesn't work, I think we'll just probably end there. I don't want to necessarily do any more with this and mask it off and paint it. So we'll just see if that works at all. And here goes nothing. Let's see. Actually, I guess I could make this worse because I could end up burning the plastic or something like that, turning it black. All right, actually, this seems to be, no, I wonder if this is too hot. It's darkening it up, but I'm also leaving some scald marks there. See, right there, yikes. There's gotta be like a certain temperature. Let's turn this down just a little bit. I guess that didn't necessarily do any better. And actually, I think some of the burning is from the stuff on the top. It's not the plastic, it's whatever's left of some of the growth on there. So I guess that's what's burning as well. But I wouldn't say this looks restored, but definitely looks darker, which is amazing here. Ooh, yikes. That's not cool. Kind of burned it a little bit. But, like I said, there's almost nothing to lose given how bad this really looked before. And you know what? There's some green coming back. It's interesting. I won't burn you, buddy. Just trying to fix the mailbox, that's all. Yeah. Yeah, definitely doing a little burning there, but yeah? Did you wave back? Is nice? Yeah? Let's wave. Let's try to do it back here a little bit too. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe running out of butane here. But I'll tell you what. I'm impressed with what this has actually done here. Yeah, I would not say this looks restored, but I'm actually legitimately impressed how much greener that does look than it did before. So I think that's about all we need to do here. So that's what we've got here. Now the green mailbox there, but the nice bronze champagne colored letters. The mailbox looks way better. You can see how much hail we get around here, but that is cleaned up. The reflector, the wood, all oiled up. That's not stain, it's oil. So that is the final product. So hopefully now they can get mail, and they can get it for a while now, so that this mailbox will hold up. I wish it were this easy to refresh my face. I use spackle and industrial paints to keep my complexion looking nice. If you want to pick up any of the stuff that I use here, I'll put links to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.